Silent royal goodbye. Princess Leonor leaves Spain without warning this morning. Madrid woke up this morning expecting routine royal updates, the kind of steady calm that marks life under a centuries-old monarchy. The palace gates stood quiet, guards in their usual positions, and the press was ready for the ordinary. But in the early hours, something happened that no one was prepared for. Princess Leonor, heir to the Spanish throne, was gone. No fanfare, no farewell, just silence. A silent royal goodbye that has left Spain shaken to its core. And here is the question everyone is now asking: why would the future queen leave without a word, and what does this mean for the monarchy itself? The news spread like wildfire. First whispers among palace staff, then an abrupt wave of speculation online. Photographs began to surface. A convoy of discreet black cars leaving Zarzuela Palace under the cover of dawn, Leonor seated in the back with her face turned away. By the time Madrid was fully awake, the story had already broken internationally. Spanish citizens, journalists, and royal watchers across Europe all asked the same thing: where has she gone, and why the secrecy? What makes this even more extraordinary is the timing. Leonor's absence comes just as Spain prepares for one of its most historic royal seasons. The people were expecting her to take center stage, to embody stability, and to signal continuity at a time when Spain, Denmark, and even the United Kingdom are reevaluating the future of their monarchies. And yet, here she is, vanished without a formal goodbye. Was this a personal decision? A political strategy? Or something much deeper, hidden from the public eye? One palace insider claims that this was not an impulsive act. They say Leonor has been grappling with pressures that no 19-year-old should have to bear. The demands of her education, the burden of public expectation, the strain of preparing to one day wear the crown, it all collided in ways the world could not see. Perhaps, then, this silent goodbye is less about abandonment and more about survival. A young woman stepping away briefly to protect her sense of self before stepping fully into history. But if that's the case, why was there no statement? Why did the palace choose silence instead of reassurance? Another perspective is more unsettling. Could this departure point to fractures within the royal household? Reports have long suggested quiet tensions between Queen Letitia's modern vision for her daughters and the older, more traditional forces still at play within Spain's establishment. Was Leonor caught in the middle, forced to make a choice between obedience to protocol and loyalty to her own heart? Could leaving be her way of asserting independence before duty consumes her completely? Yet, even as questions swirl, something else is happening across Spain. The people's reaction is not only shock, it is also worry. Citizens are gathering outside royal residences, placing flowers at gates, holding candles, and whispering prayers. For them, Leonor is not just a princess, she is the future. Her sudden absence feels less like a decision and more like a wound. And with each passing hour of silence, speculation deepens. Is she safe? Is she in Spain at all? Rumors suggest she may have traveled abroad, perhaps to Denmark, where her rumored bond with Prince Christian has long been a source of fascination. If true, then what was meant to be a private departure could spark an international storm. Media commentators are already framing the story in dramatic terms. A crisis of trust, one Spanish journalist declared. The monarchy must speak, or risk losing the people's faith. Meanwhile, royal biographers remind us that moments like these are not without precedent. In history, heirs have stepped back before stepping forward, using absence as a way to reshape the narrative of power. Could Leonor be following in that tradition, rewriting the rules of royal duty by vanishing just long enough to return on her own terms? And then comes the most personal layer of all. What if this wasn't about politics or strategy? What if it was simply about love? Whispers grow louder that Leonor has been struggling with the divide between her personal heart and her public duty. If she truly did leave Spain to be near someone she loves, then this isn't only a silent goodbye, it's a declaration, one not spoken with words but with footsteps away from the palace gates. As Spain holds its breath, the silence grows louder. Every unanswered question only leads to more. Where is she now? Who is advising her? How will the royal family explain this sudden absence? And most importantly, what does this mean for her destiny as the first queen of Spain in centuries? One thing is certain. This is no ordinary disappearance. This is a moment that will echo in Spain's history for years to come. A silent royal goodbye that may, in time, prove to be the loudest statement Princess Leonor has ever made. For now, Spain waits. The palace remains quiet, and the world watches, wondering when, and how, Leonor will return. Because one way or another, this morning has changed everything.